Welcome to The Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here today because, look, we are right in the middle of a massive structural shift in technology. We're talking about the 2026 AI automation ecosystem. If you're a business leader, an executive, or a decision maker of any kind, your entire operational playbook is literally being rewritten as we speak. We aren't just talking about simple chatbots anymore, right? We're talking about autonomous agents, standardized workflows, and digital employees that are directly, and I mean directly, impacting your strategy, your revenue, and your day-to-day operations. This is a critical briefing on how these systems actually work, and more importantly, how they're going to impact your bottom line.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Our roadmap for today covers 4 key areas. First, the 2026 AI shift. Second, core automation trends. Third, the impact on the AI workforce. And finally, actionable business steps. So, I want to kick things off by asking you a pretty direct question. When you look at your current software budget, is your traditional SaaS stack already obsolete? It's a provocative thought, I know, but it's totally necessary. Think about it. For the last decade, we've all invested heavily in software as a service. But those static apps, they still require your actual human employees to log in, click around, and manually move data from point A to point B. And as we look at the data coming out of 2026, the pain point of these outdated manual operations is fast becoming a massive competitive disadvantage.
All right, bringing us to Section 1, the 2026 AI shift. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're talking about. In the old era, we relied heavily on reactive tools, static apps and standard chatbots that just sort of sat there waiting for a human to type a prompt or push a button. But the 2026 reality is driven entirely by autonomous agents with persistent memory. These systems don't just answer a one-off question, they actually remember long-term context. They execute autonomous multi-step workflows, and they act as super reliable digital assistants. This is honestly the biggest shift we've seen since the introduction of mobile apps. They are literally replacing entire manual processes because they don't just assist your human workers anymore. They actually execute the work autonomously.
Moving right along to Section 2, core automation trends. Now, if there is just one technical acronym you absolutely need to understand this year, it's MCP, or the Model Context Protocol. Think of MCP as this open standard that just quietly took over the tech world. And what it does is incredibly powerful for your business operations. Basically, it lets AI securely talk to your existing tools, your databases, and your apps. And look, this isn't some niche experiment. The tech giants, OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, Microsoft, they have all adopted this exact protocol. It acts like a universal translator, allowing these massive AI brains to connect directly and securely to your company's proprietary data, completely transforming them from generic chatbots into highly capable, context-aware digital workers.
So, building on that infrastructure, an entirely new automation ecosystem has emerged around 4 key pillars. First up, no-code automation is absolutely exploding. Platforms like N8N and Zapier are letting everyday people build complex AI workflows without writing a single line of code. Second, we have agent-to-agent, or A2A communication. We're actually seeing AI systems talking directly to other AI systems, passing tasks back and forth. Third, these workflows are persistent, meaning they run 24/7. They are continuously researching, monitoring, and reporting while your human team is sound asleep. And finally, desktop control browser agents. This one is wild. We now have AI that uses a computer exactly like a human does. It can literally take control of a browser, click buttons, fill out forms, and send emails to automate highly repetitive manual tasks.
Which brings us to Section 3, impact, the AI workforce. I really want you to let this number sink in for a second. 80%. Right now, as we speak, developers are shipping 80% of their code using AI coding agents. This isn't future tech. It has entirely gone mainstream. I mean, think about the ROI implications here. The speed to market, the massive reduction in manual debugging, the sheer volume of output your engineering teams can achieve when 80% of the foundational coding is being handled or heavily assisted by an autonomous agent. It's a total game changer. It fundamentally changes the economics of software engineering and product development. Now, what's really interesting about this is that the impact isn't just limited to the engineering department. Let's map out how these AI employees are actively transforming specific, everyday business units right now. In finance, those browser agents we just talked about, they're automating highly repetitive data entry, interacting directly with legacy accounting software. Over in customer support, we're seeing the deployment of 24/7 persistent autonomous workflows that don't just answer support tickets, they actively resolve complex customer issues. In operations, companies are rolling out multi-agent collaborative digital teams, specialized AI agents actually working together to manage supply chains and logistics. And in research, AI is acting as a continuous monitoring and reporting system, digesting massive amounts of market data around the clock. These are real jobs and real operational tasks being successfully automated today.
And this brings us to a massive shift in corporate leverage, which is captured perfectly in this quote. Everyday workers are building automation without engineering teams. This is exactly why traditional SaaS is facing such heavy disruption right now. Because of those no-code tools we discussed, your everyday staff, from HR managers to financial analysts, can now build custom, highly specific AI automations all by themselves. They don't need to put in a ticket and wait 6 months for IT to build a solution. They're solving their own operational bottlenecks in real time. The impact this has on organizational agility and efficiency is just absolutely staggering. All right, let's wrap this up with Section 4, Actionable Business Steps.
So, the crucial point here is that you simply cannot afford to be passive. Here are the 2 immediate strategic steps you need to take to maintain your competitive advantage. Step 1, empower your everyday workers with no-code AI tools. You need to audit your current software stack and start aggressively bringing in platforms that let your non-technical staff build their own automations. You've got to remove that IT bottleneck. Step 2, prepare your operations for multi-agent digital teams. Start looking at your workflows not as isolated tasks for individual humans, but as processes that can be handled by specialized AI agents talking to each other via standards like MCP. Redesign your operations for a hybrid workforce where your human team is managing these digital employees.
Which leaves us with one final, absolutely vital question to ask your leadership team today. Is your business ready for the Internet of AI agents? Look, we're moving rapidly from isolated AI tools into a fully interconnected automation ecosystem where agents talk to agents, data flows seamlessly, and workflows execute entirely on their own. It is an incredibly exciting time to be in business, provided you're ready to adapt. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Take these insights, share them with your teams, and start building your autonomous future today.